You're scrubbing a burnt pan or like sitting in dead stop traffic, and you're just waiting, waiting for the good part of your day to finally start.
Right, the real life part.
Exactly. But what if that frustrating, mundane chore isn't standing in the way of your actual life? What if it is the main event?
Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today is a deep dive into a fascinating source on sacred mundanity.
It's such a great read.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it points out how we constantly compartmentalize our lives. We treat spiritual time like meditation or yoga as totally separate from real life time.
Right. Treating chores as these annoying obstacles to just get through.
Yeah.
The foundational thesis here is that the true test of your presence isn't, how still you can sit on a meditation cushion.
Okay.
It's actually how present you can remain while scrubbing that burnt pot. Like, the chore isn't in the way of the work. The chore is the work.
I mean, I hear that, but practically speaking, when I'm staring at a sink full of cold, greasy water, I am definitely not feeling enlightened.
Oh, absolutely not. Nobody is. Right. So does the source offer an actual bridge between feeling annoyed and feeling zen? Or is it just telling us to, like, try harder to be happy?
Well, no, it's not about forcing yourself to enjoy grease. The text reframes this as the water ritual.
Oh, the water ritual.
Yeah, and it relies entirely on the mechanism of sensory anchoring.
Okay. Meaning what, exactly?
So instead of letting your brain loop on how much you hate the task, you force your attention to the immediate physical sensations, like the temperature of the water.
Oh, or the friction of the sponge.
Precisely. You're using the physical environment to hijack a wandering mind.
Wow, okay.
And this connects directly to why a lot of monastic traditions use sweeping as a primary spiritual practice. The source calls it the clearing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's not just about removing dirt to make the floor look nice.
Yeah.
The repetitive bilateral physical motion of sweeping actually helps downregulate your nervous system.
Wait, really?
Yes, you aren't just pushing dust. The physical rhythm acts as a metronome that anchors an anxious, bouncing mind.
That makes a ton of sense. And I guess once you've quieted that internal noise by clearing the space, you're inevitably left with the chaos of your actual belonging.
The clutter, yeah.
Right, like a giant pile of clothes. So folding laundry is almost like playing a physical game of Tetris to organize your own scattered thoughts.
That is a great way to look at it. The source actually calls this the geometric prayer.
The geometric prayer, I like that.
Right. We usually view laundry as this never-ending cycle of futility. But by actively bringing symmetry to a chaotic pile of fabric, smoothing out rough denim or aligning the edges of a cotton shirt.
You're imposing order on your external environment.
Exactly. Psychological research consistently shows that organizing our physical surroundings directly mirrors and calms our internal state. You're practicing the art of bringing order to chaos.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because establishing order is one thing, but the source suggests the next step is actual creation.
Right, which brings us to cooking.
Framed here as an alchemical offering.
Yes. So if laundry is about organizing what already exists, cooking is about transformation. You are taking disparate, chaotic ingredients, an onion, a handful of flour, some spices, and forcing them into harmony.
So it's an active exercise in patience.
Patience and intentionality, yes.
Yeah.
You aren't just rushing to ingest calories. You're taking raw elements and consciously synthesizing them into sustenance.
But what happens when we leave the controlled environment of our kitchen? Because taking this mindset into the outside world feels, well, a lot harder.
Oh, it's much harder.
Commuting, for example, is almost universally treated as lost time.
Right.
You're just sitting on a train, scrolling through your phone, or gripping the steering wheel.
Trying to mentally teleport to your destination.
Exactly.
And that is exactly the trap. The text addresses this through what it calls the grounding. The psychological shift here is moving from an outcome-oriented mindset where the only value is arriving.
To a process-oriented awareness.
Yes, you treat transit as a pilgrimage. If you're walking, you focus on the mechanics of your feet hitting the pavement.
Right.
If you're driving, you observe the world passing by without the need to constantly judge the traffic flow. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the sacred isn't a destination.
It's not something you finally arrive at once all the chores are done.
Exactly, and you have an hour to yourself. It is simply a quality of attention you bring to where you already are.
So, what does this all mean? It means you never have to wait for the perfect moment to be mindful again.
No, you really don't.
You don't need a fancy retreat or a completely silent room. Your current life, with all its dirty dishes, unfolded laundry, and traffic jams, is already a temple.
Which leaves us with a fascinating paradox to consider.
Oh, what's that?
Well, if we stop treating life like a waiting room, and these mundane chores are actually the foundational architecture of our mindfulness,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder about the technology we use to save time. Are all our smart home devices, robotic vacuums, and grocery delivery apps actually robbing us of our daily spiritual anchors?